So there's a new movie coming out next month called Hell House Lineage, and I am like so nervous about this film. I want to talk about these movies today and tell you why I am. Excited, but so nervous. So when I think about certain horror movies that define like a period of time, the late 2010s and the early 2020s are absolutely movies that are defined for me by the Hell House series. Because when I think about movies that make an impact on my life personally, that's what makes the difference for me. I mean, sure, there's other movies out there that made gigantic splashes, like, you know, the It remake and things like that. But when you ask me what movies define a period of time, the Hell House films are just like the movies. It was like 2017, and a buddy of mine that I was in a band with at the time said, dude, I randomly found this movie on Amazon Prime. It was called Hell House. So I decided to pop it on, not expecting anything. And it was about these guys that buy this old hotel where they're going to rent it out and make a haunted house for the season. They're a traveling haunted house attraction. They find different places to do it. And while they're in there, you know, things seem okay at first. You've got a really likable group of people. And all of a sudden, like, some things start moving around, sounds start happening. And in that movie, as you'll see, like this guy right here, this clown, there was this clown that was set up. Now, this was pre-Terrifier, and yes, they do look similar, but they're also different. You wouldn't really mistake the two, but there are moments in this film with that clown that really got under my skin, really bothered me. Hell House became a film that I was obsessed with. I'd never seen anything in found footage that good in so many years. And you gotta remember, this was at a time where found footage films, there were movies like The Gallows coming out a few years prior. Like, found footage was in a horrible state. We were at the tail end of the Paranormal Activity films. It was looked at as probably a joke. And it really bumps me out because I'm a huge found footage fan. I love found footage movies. I think when you watch a good found footage movie, there's not much else that feels as just good as that. I'm a huge fan. So I fell in love with this movie. I would talk to people about it, and it starts to get some traction. Then it gets put on Shudder and gets a whole new audience, which was amazing. But then I remember they did two of them back to back or something, and I remember seeing them, Hell House 2 and Hell House 3. Now, I was super pessimistic, and to be honest, my first time watching those films, I can't say that I thought that they were masterpieces by any stretch, but as I would go back and watch them again, I actually really appreciated that they told a story with those films. You know, with found footage movies, you know, telling narratives isn't exactly the easiest thing. It's not impossible by any stretch, but you'll see a lot of found footage films either have bad sequels or just none at all. And this one actually brought together a mythology of what's going on, and it actually felt like it had a bookend for part 3. Now, I'm not going to get into the story of those because I want you guys to check these films out if you haven't seen them. Hell House 2 and Hell House 3 are interesting found footage movies that definitely have some scary and creepy moments, especially with that clown, but the real winner in terms of just the fear factor is absolutely Hell House 1. Love the film. And then a few years later, I remember I was minding my own business, pulled up Instagram or whatever it was, Facebook, and then I saw this post for Hell House Origins. Now, this is the sole reason I really bought this, besides the fact that owning these films on physical media isn't exactly easy. I got Hell House Origins from this box set, but the first time I watched it was right there, as you can see, on Shudder. And I will never in my life forget Halloween night, 2023, I believe. Me and my wife were figuring out what to watch. I didn't want to watch Halloween. I didn't want to watch Friday the 13th or Elm Street. I didn't want to watch anything mainstream. I said, let's watch this movie because we both enjoyed Hell House. Mind you, my wife hates found footage movies like the majority of people. We watched Hell House Origins, and I hate sounding over the top. I know I do a lot because I am somewhat of a jackass. I had never seen a movie that creeped me out that much in years. Hell House Origins to me is hands down the best Hell House film and probably the best found footage movie I've seen in years. I freaking loved it. Creeped me out. They add more clowns to this one. The manor that they stayed in was so haunting. Blew me away. I was so excited when Umbrella announced they were doing a box set because, like I said, I couldn't even own these films besides the first one, which I had a DVD of. So to own the movies was also a big reason I was so excited to get this. But these movies just rocked my freaking world. And Hell House Origins, I say it all the time, I think this is the best Hell House film. I couldn't believe how good I thought it was. I mean, beating the first movie seemed impossible because of how charming and creepy and just rewatchable and atmospheric it was, but Origins did it. I love it. If you haven't seen Origins, watch this one. You don't necessarily need to see the other ones, but it would be good to because of the narrative story that the three of them tell. So, why am I nervous? Well, there's a new movie coming out called Hell House Lineage. Now, what freaks me out about this is the fact that it's not found footage. Now, it's the same director, Stephen Cognetti, and I trust him to a certain extent, of course, because he is the creator, so it'd be facetious of me to be like, what is he doing? I mean, he is the creator of this stuff. But doing this movie as a non-found footage movie has me so nervous. And the reason is because I did see another Stephen Cognetti film that he put out. I forget the name of it, it's slipping me, but Shudder has it available right now, where it was a pretty creepy movie, but it was not a found footage movie. It was good, don't get me wrong, it was a modestly made film and it was pretty good, but the magic and the fear factor that those found footage Hell House movies had just rocked. Maybe Steven feels like he's not gonna top Origins in terms of how creepy it is, so he has to do it like this, but I also read that he basically said the way this movie is, it needs to be a real movie. I don't know, my fear is, I just don't want, the director Steven to feel like maybe he's found footage is a crutch for him. I think we need great found footage movies out there, and we need people that love it and want to improve it and make it better, because when we don't, what happens is we get a lot of really crappy ones. There are some great ones, but there's always so many bad ones, and that's what I think turns people off from found footage, is when you watch really bad ones. But this Lineage movie, I mean, it definitely has stuff to do with the clown and everything, which I can't wait, but I am so nervous for this because this is going to be a linear, real, film movie. It's not going to be found footage whatsoever, and I'm just at the edge of my seat for it. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because I do want to know if other people out there feel the same way about wanting to keep Hell House inherently found footage, or do you think that it is time to take it in a different direction? And also, who out there is excited for this movie, or are you nervous too? I'm just so ready to see it and almost just get it over with, but it's going to be an interesting situation to see this film in the theater and it not be a found footage movie. So all that to say is, maybe he couldn't top Origins in found footage, and if that's the case, that's fine. But let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. If you're a big fan of the films, I'd love to know. This is your old pal CHH, and we will find out soon how good Hell House Lineage is. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.